Welcome, guys, to my review for tonight's NXT Takeover San Antonio. It was great to have you a part of this live review. Like I said, the live chat will be down there below. I wanted to do something different, create a glorious entrance in honor of the new NXT Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Roode. So I got out my crappy old bathrobe, and here we are. Like I said, it's great to have you all part of this. It was a good show tonight. What can I say? It was another good NXT Takeover event like we've been getting for the past months now. So, let me just get the audio working here. There we go. So come on in. Like I said, leave your thoughts down below in the comments section, and away we go. We, like I said, not the strongest NXT Takeover in recent memory, probably one of the weaker ones, but I have to say that main event was absolutely glorious. So, yeah, let's, without further ado, before we, really get into this show, I have to say one thing that I do like about NXT is the fact that we had a different stage setup. I really appreciate that fact. NXT, it's not the most elaborate stage setup, but it works, and that's what I really like about it. It just makes the show feel that much more special. So kudos to NXT for going the route and effort for that. So yeah, let's get right into the show, guys. Like I said, we had 5 matches on this card, and we opened up with Eric Young versus the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger. I thought it was a good opening match. I really liked this opening match. I thought it worked well. I thought it set the pace for the show, and thought it told a good story. I liked the, how you didn't know if there would be any outside interference from the members of Sanity, Big Damo, and what have you, and Ty Dillinger being ever resilient, and he's really coming to his own as the Perfect 10. Just love the way that the crowd has gotten behind Ty, and he has a great story to tell, and just a good, solid opening match. I mean, nothing really too much to say. I saw Eric Young, and I predicted that Eric Young would walk out with as the winner of this match. Sanity, this is their first, really their first big match. It is their first big match on an NXT takeover event. So for them, it was an opportunity for them to shine. And Ty, even though he comes up, falls short in this match, I still thought he and Eric Young put on a good match. And, the finish of the match came down to, there was outside interference. Dillinger actually dove onto Wolf and Damo, and as Eric Young got back into the ring, Dillinger attempted to skin the cat, but Young was able to pull him into the ring by the legs, and he hit the wheelbarrow neck breaker, which looked really nice for the victory. So Sanity, I'm predicting a very huge, dominant year for them. 2017 for Sanity in NXT is going to be their year to rule. I just think they could potentially become tag team champions, maybe even hold the women's championship down the line, and possibly even the NXT. How awesome would that be to see a faction come in and just completely dominate the roster from top to bottom? I love the gimmick with Sanity. It's something different. The entrance is very badass and unique. So we'll have to see where they go with that. Like I said, good, solid opening match. I thought told a good story. Ty Dillinger attempting to overcome the odds here, and he was able to eke out and pull out a win. So nothing more I can really say about that match except it was solid, and I enjoyed it. So with that out of the way, let's move into our second match of the evening here. This was Andrade, Cien, Almas versus Roderick Strong. Another good match here. Not quite the blow-away match that I thought it was going to be, but it was still solid, and I enjoyed it for the most part. I really, was back and forth on who I thought would win this match. I thought maybe it would be Roderick Strong, or if they would, Andrade, Cien, Almas. He recently turned heel, so I thought maybe they'll give him the win. He'll pick up the win here, further establish his heel character. But then I thought, Roderick Strong, this is his first real opportunity to make a statement on an NXT TakeOver stage. And for me, what I liked about it was the fact that I have never seen Roderick Strong wrestle up until this point. This is the first time that I've seen him wrestle. I've heard of his work in ROH, but I hadn't had a chance to see it. And I thought he was good in this match. I thought him and Almas, it was a hard-hitting physical match at times. Match went at a nice pace. It was just another good, solid match. These two back-to-back matches, I enjoyed them. Didn't have a problem with them. I like the fact that Roderick Strong picked up the win here. I felt that he really needed to win more so than Almas, because Almas has been on the NXT Takeover stage. And I like the sick kick finisher that Roderick Strong hit on Andrade, Cien, Almas for the victory. And thank you, Mr. WWE Freak 2012, for joining me in the live chat. Real quick, he wants to ask me, who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble tomorrow night? I am sticking with my pick for Finn Balor. You have it here, folks. You heard it here, folks. First, I'm picking Finn Balor. I've been saying it for months now. He's my pick still to win the Royal Rumble match. But thank you for asking me that question. Like I said, guys, if you're watching live, remember to leave those questions, comments, anything you have to say. Leave your thoughts about NXT down below in the comment section or in the live chat. But getting back to the match at hand here, good solid match. I thought the crowd was behind Roddy. And like I said, I enjoy Almas more so in the heel role now. Hopefully he comes into his own. Like I said, it's working better for him than the bland, boring babyface role that they had him going. So, and my friend Mike will also be joining us in a second. So once I get him in here, we will further discuss the next match on the card. But like I said, Roderick Strong was able to get the win with the sick kick, and I just thought it was a good, solid match, and nothing really more that I have to say about it all. Just good stuff, good wrestling. So Mike is joining us. Mike, welcome. Welcome to the live review. You got home pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Actually, now we're talking about the NXT Tag Team Championship match, which I know you enjoyed very much so.
Yes.
How did you feel about the match between DIY versus the Authors of Pain? I thought it was it told a really good story. To me, it was the Authors of Pain. It was their best match to date. And considering who they were in the ring with, you knew Gargano and Ciampa were going to give them a really good match. Give us your thoughts on this match.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, going into it, I had no clue what to expect from this. I mean, I didn't know if it was maybe a little too soon for your Authors of Pain to get the titles, but I wasn't sure if it was too soon also for DIY to drop the titles either. But I like what they did. They brought out the best in each other. It wasn't like a complete squash match at all. This was two dominating teams going at each other. And just the story told, they tried to beat them the way they beat the Revival at Toronto. They didn't quite get to it. And yeah, they brought out their best shots, but Authors of Pain were just too unstoppable. Chapter 3 has been complete.
Absolutely. I love the promo package that they did before this match. I thought that was very well done. And the Authors of Pain, they remain undefeated. I just love the way that, they made you think Gargano and Ciampa, every little opportunity, they had to isolate and, really just get the Authors of Pain down on their feet, their knees in order to potentially beat them, because you knew they were just going to dominate them with the power and the size advantage that they had. But just a really good tag team match. Gargano and Ciampa, Team DIY, continue to prove why they are one of the best tag teams in the entire company. We love the hell out of their series of matches against the Revival. And like I said, this was the Authors of Pain, the best match that I've seen them have to date. So all in all, I wasn't really surprised with the outcome. Would I have liked to see Gargano and Ciampa have a longer title reign? Yeah, I'm sure you would as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But, they're telling a story with the Authors of Pain, and that's what you and I like. They're undefeated. Who can stop them? And that's what I like. Who do you think can stop? I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, who else is there besides, TM61, DIY?
They're injured.
Yeah, they're on the shelf. Like, what other teams really are there right now that could really...
Yeah, that's the problem. The division, I mean, if you do split up Gargano and Ciampa, the division, you're looking at it, it's kind of weak. So I don't know. Maybe they won't split them up. I mean, I know it's going to happen. What do you think? I mean, it's...
Maybe not yet. I mean, the good thing about it, of course, like you keep saying, that these pay-per-views on NXT are so far split apart. Like, anybody can come along and anything can happen, and you have plenty of time to build up a star. I mean, not like completely to be like, oh, like they come in one spot, and the next moment they're ready to become champions, but at least to be contenders at the same time,
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I really liked was the way that the match came down to the end. They hit that super collider when the Authors of Pain smacked the backs of both Gargano and Ciampa against one another. That was really sick looking, and then they followed up with the last chapter on Ciampa. I thought Gargano would be, if they were going to do a split, I thought for sure Gargano would be the one to take the pinfall, but they didn't. So maybe that makes me, lead me to believe we'll be seeing, obviously a rematch. And like I said, maybe that split won't come until NXT Takeover. Where is it? Orlando. We'll have to see. Anything else, Mike, you want to say about this match in particular?
Nope.
Before we move on to, what was a really, really shocking segment. Seth Rollins, folks.
Oh.
Seth freaking Rollins showed up. I was shocked.
I was too.
This completely caught us off guard. I was like, whoa, this is great, though. This is what you need. We need to see more of this unexpected stuff.
Yes.
Just in the WWE product in general. Like this spontaneity, it reminded me of something you'd see, like back in the day. It's just like, whoa, I got to tune in. I got to pay attention because this really gets me interested. It makes sense. Like storyline wise, as I mentioned to you, Mike, like it's NXT. Rollins wants his hands on Triple H. Why would he just sit out and wait when the company is in the same town at the same time? It would make sense for Rollins to go there, and so he did. He called out Triple H. We got a nice little stare down, but Triple H, of course, I love it. You keep them apart, which makes sense, and Rollins gets taken out by security. I loved it. I loved every part of it. It helped add fuel to the fire on a feud that was badly, just ice cold. So that's my thoughts on it. Mike, I'll turn it over to you. What did you feel about this whole segment?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Huge surprise. It just felt like something else needed to happen tonight. I mean, I don't know, it felt like the show was going pretty quickly. It felt like it needed like one more, something else has to add in there. And this was a huge surprise. I did not even think this, but you're right. Why would Rollins just sit on his butt rather than just go down to where he knows he is and try to find him, especially after he pretty much cost him a spot in the Royal Rumble and his dream to get back to the main event WrestleMania? Because I'm not going to go on too long about it, but the story I told this past Monday night on Raw, Rollins was injured. He didn't get to be in the Rumble or Mania last year. He wanted to get his way back. Why wouldn't he be upset?
Exactly. And this really gets us excited to see, especially tomorrow, what's going to happen. So I like that. Now I have another reason more so to look, because you knew they were going to do something tomorrow, but little did we expect something to happen tonight. So kudos to WWE. It's not very often that they surprise us, but tonight they did surprise us, and I thought it worked very, very well. So let's go on to the next match, Mike. We got two more left. We have the Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Women's Championship. Asuka defending her title against Nikki Cross, Billie Kay, Peyton Royce. I thought it was a solid match. Would have liked to have seen it go a little bit longer. But Mike, we'll start with you. What were your thoughts on the overall match, Asuka retaining, and what have you?
Yeah, I mean, I do agree this match could have been just a little bit longer, and I'll be honest, this is one of the matches I didn't really have too high expectations for because it seemed pretty obvious that Asuka was going to retain and just, give Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, and even Nikki Cross some takeover experience. But I think with what we got, I think was pretty solid for them. Nikki Cross just being just a deranged psycho. Lunatic she is pretty much. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay being like that big unit together, just making them stronger together, and then just them taking out Nikki, and then they were the ones who were just trying to make the stronger statement on Asuka, but Asuka took them both out. So
and that finish to me, I don't know. I was looking at my phone real quick, and then I looked up, and it was kind of like, whoa, I don't kind of like how the match ended abruptly.
Yeah.
I knew Asuka was probably going to retain, but like I said, I wish it would have went a little longer after that. But I thought Nikki Cross looked good in this match. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, them laying her out, suplexing her, back body suplex through the table. That was a really nice spot. And I also liked in this match where it came down to Cross and Asuka. I think down the line, I think Asuka's going to be in NXT for a while longer. That would be a feud I'd really like to see.
Oh, yeah, singles feud. I think it's going to be great.
You could do singles, or how we're all thinking it's going to be Ember Moon versus Asuka one-on-one. An idea I threw out. As I was talking to my friend Jack on Twitter. Shout out to him. I was mentioning He mentioned he'd like to see Nikki Cross versus Asuka at Orlando. How about I throw a curveball in there? What do you think about Asuka versus Nikki Cross versus Ember Moon in a triple threat for the NXT Women's Championship?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, they're both like on the same level, right at the end. Why not? I mean, eventually at the next
build them up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next one, like whichever get the rematch with whoever gets the title there, and just in one-on-one competition. Then, probably after that, you have somebody else to be able in contention for the title as well after that. So, yeah.
Right. So obviously the NXT Women's Division is going through a rebuild, but like I said, I thought all three women shined well in there. Asuka made them look like $1 million, but no real surprise there. Asuka retained and is still your NXT Women's Champion, and this is it. This is the match that we just got done watching. This is the match that I was most looking forward to going into the show. It's the whole reason I did that over-the-top intro. We're talking about this main event. As I say in the title, it was a glorious main event.
Oh, yes.
Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the NXT Heavyweight Championship. The entrance for Bobby Roode was glorious. He had beautiful women around him. That's glorious in its own right. Nakamura, the moving platform, this just had a big fight feel. And the crowd right off the bat was highly energetic. Nakamura, Bobby Roode, the chants, even before they locked up, and just the mind games that were played into this match, the level of hard-hitting physicality. And it really was hard-hitting physicality. Hopefully Shinsuke Nakamura is all right. The way he landed on his knee when Bobby Roode threw him out, Mike, I don't know. I mean, he was selling it really well towards the end of the match, and the doctors had to look at him. I don't know. We'll have to get an update, and we'll know more obviously tomorrow. But I thought this was an outstanding, fantastic match that told a wonderful story with a surprise ending with Bobby Roode winning the NXT Championship. Mike, what are your thoughts on this main event? I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely was phenomenal indeed, as hopefully that match will be tomorrow. But yes, a lot of better instinct in this match. Bobby Roode, how many times did Nakamura get prepared to do the King Shasta, but Roode knew it was coming, so he either rolled out of the way, stayed on the ground, just made sure he had his focus the whole time on Nakamura. It shows that besides having a monster like Joe to fight, you're having an even more experienced veteran than Bobby Roode fighting him. But yes, that knee injury really does have me scratching my head. I mean, I thought maybe he come in selling it, and then that first knee strike he got out on Roode after the knee injury, I thought, okay, that might be it. But when I saw he couldn't finish it, I'm like, I think this is more legit than just storyline.
Yeah, because just the way they were holding him back, and I thought, well, maybe they'll call the man, I don't know, somehow do some type of weird fuck finish. But before we get onto the finish itself, I really liked in the match how Bobby Roode was working over the neck of Shinsuke Nakamura. I always appreciate psychology, because you can relate to having a stiff pain in the neck or just your neck hurting in general. And, Nakamura, he sold that neck very, very well. Nakamura is tremendous at selling. So that was another point I wanted to, bring up in the match, where he was throwing him, into the steel steps a couple times. That was very well. And, just great selling of the neck, but it took a couple glorious DDTs, but it was after, Roode, who had Nakamura locked into the Boston Crab, Nakamura was able to get his way out of it. We were wondering, could he make his fingertips to the ropes? And after he got out of that, Bobby Roode hits a glorious DDT for the win, and he is your new NXT champion. I didn't see it coming, because frankly, I thought Bobby Roode, I don't know. I just didn't see him winning the NXT championship. Unless it happened as a result of Nakamura getting legit injured. We don't know at the moment. We'll have to see, like I said. But really great main event match.
Oh, yes.
And overall, Mike, let's bring this review to a close and your overall thoughts.
Sure.
I went back and forth on my grade for the show. I have now come to the conclusion that this was a really solid, good, albeit one of the weaker NXT TakeOver specials, but that takes nothing away from it, because it was still a good show.
Oh, yes.
It's just these NXT TakeOvers have been very, very good, as you know. And this was one of the weaker ones, but that's not saying it was a bad show at all. I did enjoy it. And I'm going to give it a B+. I have come to a B+ grade for NXT TakeOver San Antonio. And Mike, what is your grade for this NXT TakeOver event?
Yeah, tough one as well. I told you earlier, I wasn't really expecting the greatest. I don't think we got the greatest NXT takeover, but still a really
That's
good
fine.
one. But there were some things that I think were better than I thought they would be, and a lot of storylines that played along in the match. Like, I'm not going to go too much, but Ty Dillinger and Eric Young, I like the story with that. Roderick Strong had a good showing. The tag titles match, I was definitely
Really
probably
good.
the second best match of the night. Women did a lot better than I thought.
Solid.
Bobby Roode and them. I'll be a little more lenient.
Nothing bad.
Right, yeah. I'll give it maybe a 90%, like an A-. Pretty solid, but not quite like high AA, but I'll give it a little lean, get like a 90% because it did beat my expectations by a little bit.
That's good. That's good. And like I said, NXT always delivers, especially these takeover events. So that's it. Like I said, 2 hours went by fast. 2 hours and 20 minutes and change.
Yeah, barely even 20 minutes anyway.
So good stuff. It was enjoyable from start to finish. And if you're watching live or you watch this review later, please leave your comments down below of what you thought of NXT. Love to get your opinion, as you always do. We're closing out, Mike. This is it, so you can get in that plug for your channel.
Yeah, really quick. My channel is the Club of the Man 1993. You can also follow me on Twitter at the Man Airboy 93. I just do whatever I want: video game let's plays, wrestling videos. Just a couple of quick shouts for things coming up this week for my channel. I'm going to work on my 2 predicted match cards for Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, and start back up what I did last year in between the Rumble and WrestleMania. It's my Road to WrestleMania series. I talk once a week about something on my mind about WrestleMania. So once again, you can subscribe to my channel, The Club of the Man 1993, and you can follow me on Twitter at the Man Airboy 93.
All right, sounds good. And thank you all for tuning in to watch this review live or later on. Remember to please click my like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. Be on the lookout for me tomorrow. I will be back up here live after the Royal Rumble, breaking everything down. So it should be good. So that's it, guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow night for the 2017 Royal Rumble review. Till then, guys, take care.